Hey guys, welcome back to Bearded Lumber. Matthew and I appreciate you tuning in. Today's video is going to kind of be a throwback to a series we did a few months ago, Sawing Aged Logs. And here's one we didn't get to do. This is a beautiful 12-foot long, it's 18 inches on the big end, about 16 inches on the small end, walnut log. So hang on, we'll be right back. We'll talk about what we're going to try to do with it and get out of it. Okay guys, welcome back. Today we're sawing this walnut log. Now, walnut's one of these weird species. When you cut it down green, it has a very white ring around the bark, and some people will cut that. I don't particularly like to cut it myself because you go from white to black on the color. If you'll age this wood, I have no idea how old this log is. One of my customers dropped it off. It's old enough, the bark's falling off of it. The white ring right here is just about gone. So it's sufficiently aged for walnut. And I recommend to most people minimum 6 months if you cut it green and it's healthy. Now if it's dry, dead, standing, it's ready to cut. But if it's green, I recommend at least 6 months, preferably a year, and that white ring will just disappear. It'll blend out and you'll get nice black walnut all the way out to the bark. So in most all walnut cases, it's beneficial to age your log. You'll end up with better grade of lumber. I've got some of these I know was laying 3 or 4 years, no degradation. This one's been laying on the dirt. There's no signs of rot, no signs of bugs. It don't seem to hurt it. Now other species, particularly pine, poplar, ash, stuff like that, you leave it laying on the ground and it's going to deteriorate. It may, in the case of maple, it will gain some value because it's spalting, but at a certain point, it will go downhill quickly. This seems to last for years, so don't worry about setting it out. I wouldn't set it in a mud hole, set it up on some skids in the shade, better than sitting out in the sun, and just forget about it for a year. Write the date on the end of it with some paint. Take the paint can, I do that with some of these logs that we're going to have to age, because after 6 months you'll scratch your head, when did I put that out there? So anyway, this log, customer dropped it off. It's one of my regular lumber guys I buy from, and he does grading and stuff. He dropped it off for one of his customers, so I called him this morning. We were gone last week and we went over again what he wanted to get out of it. Customer liked to get a 5-inch thick by 10-inch wide live edge mantle, and the rest of it just be 1-inch boards. So that's pretty easy for us. We'll put it up on the mill, we'll cut one side, flip it over, cut the other side. Matthew will do some edging, and then the face, probably gonna go, it's got a little bow in it, so I'm probably gonna make this the face right here. And then we won't cut the face, but we'll stand it up and cut boards down till we get to the 10-inch thickness he wants. It's kind of the goal where we're headed. 5 by 10 live edge and everything else 1-inch boards, whatever we can get. So enough talking. It's a pretty easy job. We got our sawmill up running, tractor's warming up. It's our second day back from vacation, but first day sawing, so we got to get in the groove. Let's do it. Okay guys, you see Matthew get her log loaded. If you don't have one of these forks with a thumb on it or a grapple, I prefer the forks. They're super handy around the sawmill. We very seldom use the lift arms unless we're sawing 2 or 3 logs at a time. We find this to be quicker, safer, productive. Now, we got our log laid up here. It has a little bit of a bow, so the bow's out towards me. I'm gonna try to cut a 5 by 10 right out of the middle of it. So the goal here is to take a few cuts, and then we'll roll it all the way over, and we'll come back this way, and then we'll take 5-inch boards right across the backside and try to leave a good 5 by 10. You can see it's got some heart crack here, but I can see it ends pretty shortly going into the log, and it's 12-foot long. I know we don't need a 12-foot mantle, so it's gonna be shortening it up. And anytime you do live edge, you know, tell your customers up front, you're probably gonna have some crack in it. Either glue it up, epoxy it, just deal with it. It's natural, there's nothing you can do about it. This crack here, if they wanted to use it, it wouldn't be that big an issue. Once it's sawed, to clean this crack out, sand this walnut, take some of the black sand and dust, mix it with the wood glue, pour it in there, and you'd have to get over here real close to ever see that crack once it dries. Enough talking. We're running a Mizer Turbo 7. I think this is actually a 55 thousandths we put on before we went on vacation. It was still sharp, so we're gonna finish using it. A 45 would be adequate, but it's on there. I'm not gonna change it. It will do the same work. My goal is to take this first cut from end to end. I'll measure it before I cut it, make sure kind of center in the pith. And the next cut down is gonna be going to Matthew to make a board out of. 4, 6, 8, whatever he can get out of it, 10 inches, until we get to, because I'd like to get that 5-inch, you know, right through the heart of it. So yeah, so we'll probably have at least 4 boards come off of there before we turn it over. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I try to let you know ahead of time what I'm thinking. I'm gonna move this side down, flip it all the way over, and then we're gonna move this side down till we get to a 5-inch cant. And then we'll stand it up and start cutting the back till we get down to that kind of 10-inch mark they're shooting for. And it won't be 10 exactly because of the bow in it. It may be 8 on this end, 8 on that end, and it'll be 10 in the middle. I mean, you gotta kind of come and go a little bit. So let's get to it. Okay guys, I hope you found that helpful. Here's our finished mantle. I changed it up a little bit on you. I told you I was gonna cut it down to 5 and then cut the spine on it. I didn't like that idea once I started because it's gonna end up with a lot more 5-inch boards than I figured on. I cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 1x9s. So what I done is I cut it down, 3 cuts on the top, rolled it all the way over. I cut it down to 9 inches and stopped. Then I stood the spine up and I cut 7 good 1x9s. Plus I sent at least 1 or 2 off the spine to Matthew to edge. So we got 11 boards off the spine, and I didn't want them to be 5s. So that's why I changed it up. Then I laid it back down flat. I took 1 cut off the first face and rolled it all the way over and took 3 cuts off the other side. And the reason I took 3 cuts was trying to balance the thickness from end to end. So you always got to be thinking, you know, what you're going to end up with. And like I say, it's about 9 inches on this end. It's 10 right in the middle where it should be. And, you know, here it drops to 9, and all the way on this end is 7. There's nothing I can do about that because of the bow and the wood. I think it turned out excellent. The cracks we was worried about, that one ends here, and we cut all of that one out. So, and I'm pretty sure they're not going to use a 12-foot mantle. They'll probably use a 6-foot section right out of the best of it. So I think it turned out great. Matthew edged all this beautiful wood. Now, why is this wood not black like walnut typically is? The reason being, it's still green. There's a lot of water in this wood. Come back in an hour and it will blacken up a lot. It will, as the water evaporates, the color will go blacker. It will be gorgeous, but it just takes a little time for it to get there. Anything else on this, Matthew? It yielded great, other than some of the cracks. You can see the cracks at the end. We can't help that. That's the way the wood was. This is probably some wind shear. I don't know if you can see that or not. Right here. This little crack is probably wind shear. Just, you know, just have to work around it. I'm happy with it. I think it turned out great. The color is not black yet, but it will get there in a couple hours. Give it a couple days to air dry. Now we're gonna stack it. We're gonna sticker and stack all this properly and band it, and we'll put the mantle on top. Because I figure the boards he'll probably wait on. The mantle's probably gonna be used pretty soon. But pretty easy log. I enjoyed it. I like sawing walnut. I wish it was more readily available around here. I'd buy it more often, but it's so hit or miss, and the price is too high. We try to keep things as affordable for our customers. We're not an exotic wood dealer. There's places around here that are, if you want to go pay $12 a board foot for it. I just don't feel comfortable charging that kind of price in our area, so I don't fool with it. Just the way it is. So
there was no rot in it.
No, absolutely no rot. You know, this log had laid out there long enough that all the bark had fell off of it. There's absolutely no deterioration in the cambium layer of this wood. It's a very good species to just sit out there and forget about it for 6 months a year. It helps the wood. It helps you work it into your time frame when you want to saw it. I will saw it green for customers that want it green, but you're going to see a visible white line everywhere that cambium layer shows through, because I'm not cutting it off. I'm not throwing away 2 or 3 inches of board. You know, you're getting it in your boards. Now, once you get them home, you run them through your table saw, you can take that 2 or 3 inches of white wood and throw it away. But I'm sawing it, and it's part of the log, and it's going to get sawed. You know, it's just the way life is. Anything else on this, Matthew?
No.
Give us a minute, we'll stack it up, and I'll tell you what it yielded. So we'll come back in just a few and we'll talk about that.
Yes, well, please.
Okay, so 4 out, 36, 4?
No.
16?
30, 32. We do another layer.
Yeah, I like that. Make 2 other times, which is better.
Don't worry.
That's it. That's me.
This is done. You want to follow the inside?
Okay, guys. we got 3 layers of 40, and then we come up a little short finishing layer. So since I know this is going to need to be air stacked for a long time, we cut 7 spacers, the exact same width, and we're going to put it here before we strap it down, and this will help keep the wood good and stable over the long haul of it drying. There you go. Now we'll get our banding tool up on there and band it. And last thing we'll do is move our mantle over here on top of it, and this stack's done. So give us just a second to band it up. We'll be right back. Okay guys, we're back. We got it properly stickered and banded, and we put down more stickers and set our mantle on it, and we're going to band the mantle to the bundle. But I want to do it separately so you can unstrap it, use the mantle, and leave the wood bundled up. Yield. Let's see here. The 1-inch boards, we had 143 board feet, and the mantle was 50 board feet, so that log yielded 193 board feet. It overachieved, and the reason it achieved is because of the way we sawed it. You can see over here we had 3 flitches. That's it. The top, the bottom, and the back. That's all the waste we had, and then Matthew's a little bit of trimmings from going through the edger. So this log overachieved real good because of that. Now, let's talk about stickers. We all the time talking stickers, getting questions about stickers, intermixing species. Yes, it is an issue, especially with something as nice as walnut. But our pile of stickers over here in the corner just came out of the kiln. They are kiln dried white pine. There's no color to transfer. Yes, it will leave a mark. A green walnut sticker would leave a little mark, but it's not going to stain, discolor the wood enough to worry about. I'm happy with it. If we didn't have any dry ones, I'd have probably took some of the flitching and made stickers out of it, but these were kiln dried, no problem. They'll be perfect for what we're doing. Anything else we're missing there, Matthew? Not a bad job. You know, it's not going to set the world on fire, you know, in your checkbook, but the little jobs come, you got to take care of them. Like I say, it's a good customer of mine, and this is probably a good customer of his, and we're just passing it on down the road. It'll be priced accordingly for time and effort that we put into it. You got to be profitable with this, and you'll have to figure that out on your own. You know, you need to keep track of when you started, when you finished, how much, you know, you put into it to make sure you're meeting your goals daily, job by job, of being profitable. Not every job is going to be a home run. You know, you can't make, you know, 1,000% on every job, but you still have to be profitable at what you're doing. Guys, we appreciate you watching. Our channel's growing by leaps and bounds. It's all because of you watching. We appreciate the comments. There'll come a day I won't be able to answer them all, but still I currently answer every comment. Try to help you along, especially the good questions, you know, asking for assistance. Just remember, I run a business and my time's limited too, but I do answer every comment, and we're appreciative of every comment. Big shout out to Matthew and Solomon doing our videos, and that's a lot of effort. We'll have some collaborative videos coming out here shortly, probably before you even see this one, on third beard fishing while we was in Florida. We had a blast. Didn't catch much fish. I think I got one, and Matthew might have got skunked. But it was a bad time to go fishing. You know, it been hot, been cold, weather front was blowing in. We actually had a little bit of snow flurries here while we were gone. So we'll go back, we'll do better. But we had a blast. It's good to see Eric and Solomon. We got some things going. Hopefully by the time you see this video, we've got our website up and going where we can sell hats and stickers. Erica is working on that. She's currently sick, so we won't bother. We'll let her get over being sick. But it is built. We do have our domain name. Just, you know, it's Bearded Lumber, North Carolina, or beardedlumbernc.com. Hopefully by the time you see this video, it's up and running. As soon as we get it up and running, we'll do a short or something to let you know. But we'll have hats such as these. We got 5 different styles, different colors. I like them all. You know, I'm trying not to wear them. Matthew's got a yellow one on.
We don't have any of these in stock.
No, we didn't buy any more of the yellow ones, but they looks good. I'm trying not to wear through them, but that's going to do it. Big shout out to Joe Maine, Wood Mizer. You know, we appreciate all their equipment, all their help. That's going to do it for today, guys. If you would, like, subscribe, and share. As always, we appreciate you watching. We'll see you back at the mill.
Thank you for watching. Here's a video selection and a playlist suggestion. Click here to subscribe for more great content. We'll see you at the mill.